And we are back with a fresh episode of the VAC, the double ep week. It's happening. Here it is. Straight off the top, I had a listener come up to me and say that you got something wrong. And I thought, shit,
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But I was thinking, oh, geez, what have I fucked up? It's obviously something that warrants, bringing up with me. So I think.
Wait, you got something wrong, or I got something wrong?
I got something wrong.
Oh, I thought I know many.
Well,
things
yeah,
that I got wrong.
That's.
I want to know what you got wrong.
If someone says you got something wrong, I think that's the majority of the show. But, this was a pretty specific one. So, might have been the episode before last, I think, where you were talking about Elon having a weird thing on the top of the starship because it looked cool. Yeah. The pointy thing because it looked cool. And you said it was from the movie The Dictator with Sacha Baron Cohen. And I said, no. It's got to be, it can't be that movie. It's got to be the Charlie Chaplin.
The Great Dictator.
The Great Dictator.
Yeah.
And turns out it was the Sacha Baron Cohen Dictator. So he wanted me to amend that.
Look, to be honest, I was pretty confident, but I've been wrong many times before. Why didn't you hit me up? It doesn't even really matter because I don't know the scene. I'm not familiar with The Dictator. It's been a very, very long time.
But clearly I'm not familiar with The Dictator or the shape of the starship, and you took my word for it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I just
Press
let it slide. I don't like putting my balls on the line in that, look, I get some things wrong, you get some things wrong. We just all move on.
Yes. There's some very famous scenarios of that. One of the most famous in my family and friendship group was that my little brother will hit me up because I used to make a pretty firm statement about Pokemon, the original red and blue Pokemon games on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I think it was something to do with there are no Pikachus in the first forest you come across.
Is it the Viridian?
Is it the Viridian forest?
Something like that?
It could be the Viridian forest, right? So I would say quite confidently, and I was probably just basing that on my limited amount of playtime with the game. I didn't see a Pikachu in Viridian forest. Therefore, I can equivocally say, and I would back then say, there are no Pikachus in Viridian forest. But apparently there were. And now this was one of those scenarios where now you said you weren't overly confident about the Dictator stuff, right? So this is not that scenario. Why are you glitching out all of a sudden? Why are you glitching out?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Your face was going like fucking like crazy at me. What's going on there?
Yeah, no, I think I was looking down for a little bit. Okay. I've got the microphone in front of my face, so it's messing up the animation.
Oh, it has no idea what's going on. Right. Anyway, the point is that in a situation where you're sure that the other person's wrong, someone says as obvious as something as the sky isn't blue and you say the sky is blue, right?
Yeah.
It's a bad example because it's boring as shit. But you would say, mate, I'm all in. Like I'm putting it all, you know how you didn't want to put your balls on the line over a starship thing, right?
Yeah.
That this is a situation where you'd say, I'm all in. And if that person calls, they say, I call, then we have to check the internet.
Oh, okay.
Right? Now we're going to look, now we're going to find out one of us is wrong and one of us is sure they're right. Like we're both sure we're right.
Okay, so we can pick something and if someone calls you, then moves all in on you on it, then you can. Well,
for example, if you said, I'm pretty sure it's the Sacha Baron Cohen movie, and I said, mate, I'm all in. It's not. It's The Great Dictator. It's got to be. If you called that, then
we go to the internet.
You've got me. You've got me then. And I'd have to admit that there are Pikachus in the Viridian forest, right?
Yeah, I looked into it once. I'm pretty sure they say there's like a 10% chance or something of encountering a Pikachu in the first Viridian forest.
Those odds are pretty high. That's 1 in 10 encounters. I mean, I should have
You still have to be lucky to get that though.
Yeah, because you're going to get maybe. Yeah, well, here's the thing. To get from where you start in Pallet Town to the first town, you have to go through Viridian Forest. You're going to see some Caterpies in there, right? You're going to see, what else are you going to see? A Pidgey. You're going to see a Pidgey. Would you see a Pidgey?
I think you see a Pidgey.
You would get a Pidgey because that's one of your starter Pokemon essentially because you're going to get it in the first forest you go to. Caterpies, Pidgeys, I'm probably missing one, right? And then most of the time you'd have maybe 3 encounters maximum in that journey. So you're only going to fight 3 Pokemon. So the odds of seeing the Pikachu are extremely low. You've got a 10% chance 3 times.
That would be pretty epic to get an early Pikachu, though.
Totally, because that's all anyone wanted to do in Pokemon Red and Blue was have a fucking Pikachu. And that's why they released Pokemon Yellow. That's why they released Pokemon Yellow, which
so everyone can
gets rid of the starter Pokemon, the Charizard, the Squirtle, and the Bulbasaur. Gets rid of them and just says, here you go, you start with Pikachu. But he doesn't like staying in his ball. He wants to follow you, just like Ash and Pikachu in the show, right? So they just cashed in, sold the exact same game again, just with Pikachu following you around. And it's a great game.
I've got the data here.
Great.
Okay, so on the red, let's just do the red. The blue's similar but different.
Mm-hmm.
You get a Caterpie level.
Yep.
There's a 5% chance of a Caterpie level 3.
Right.
There's a 5% chance of a Metapod level 4.
Absolutely useless until it turns into a Butterfree? Because the Metapod, all it can do is harden, the move harden, which is a shield move. That's all right. It can do.
Just increases
the same as
its
the Splasher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the same as the Splasher, yes. A 45% chance of a Weedle, level 3 to 5.
Yeah.
40. This doesn't add up to 100. I don't understand. 40% chance of a Kakuna, levels 4 to 6.
Yeah, okay.
Kakuna looks a lot like a Metapod in the picture I'm looking at. There's a 20. Okay, then the last one, actually. There's no Pidgey in Viridian in Generation 1 Red. There is Yellow. And then Pikachu, 5% chance.
Wow, there
level
he is.
3 or 5. The 5 would wreck you.
You reckon? Yeah, I guess so.
A level 5 Pikachu when you're coming in with a level 3 Bulbasaur or something. Yeah. And Pikachu's very effective against Bulbasaur, I think.
No, well, he wouldn't be.
Is electricity not effective?
Because he's hitting like grass, so that wouldn't do anything.
Electricity's effective against water, isn't it?
Exactly.
So if you had a Squirtle,
you're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, wrecked.
But there's a pretty standard thing that people do when they play Pokemon is and it's something that I did. It's very short-sighted. But you pick whichever Pokemon is going to give you the easiest early game start because the first gym leader is Brock. He's got rock Pokemon. So if you pick Squirtle, you'll dick him.
Yeah.
All right. But then you got to fight Misty or some shit, and she's got water Pokemon. So you're screwed in the second one because you got the same main type. But if you pick Charizard, that's taking the game on hard mode. Because you have to fight rock, which he's not very effective against, and then you got to fight water, which he's not very effective against either. But then the game gets easier.
Okay, I was wondering why I was so obsessed with Squirtle when I used to play it. It's
probably just a function
of what I had success with.
Path of least resistance.
Yeah, because I've never had a proper game with Charizard or with Charmeleon, where the fuck it's called.
Charmander turns into Charmeleon, turns into Charizard. They're great saves when you got a big Charizard at the end.
I always wanted a big Charizard.
Yeah, they're the best.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
They're the best.
Yeah.
So that's Pokemon. My dad called me on the weekend. He was distraught. He was not happy.
Oh no! Did he find out about your mistake as well? The Dictator mistake?
No, I don't think he has. No, they're doing like rubbish collection in their neighborhood. You know, rubbish collection. You pop out your old sofa. You know, that sort of jam. Maybe an entertainment cabinet you're not using anymore. Just some shit, really.
Yeah, whatever you don't want. Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead. So Dad said that he'd left quite a good selection on the front area. He said he left quite a good selection. And to his horror, he saw a gentleman drive down the street, pick some stuff up out of one of the neighbours' piles, and just went straight past it. Just went straight past Dad's stuff.
Not everyone needs your dad's junk.
No, but it's quality stuff. He was telling me that it's really good stuff.
What is it? Is it still there?
I asked him. I asked him, what is it? What is there? He didn't have a lot to say about it, but the quality. He wanted me to emphasize the quality. So look, He just couldn't fathom why this guy wouldn't take one thing, just something, you know?
Did he feel a little overlooked?
He ran out into the street after him and chased him. Chased him down to get an explanation on why he didn't take anything from his pile.
Really?
No, well, no.
No,
but
okay.
In his head he would have been.
Mate, don't be upset if someone doesn't want your rubbish, no matter how good a quality it is.
Yep.
Gooder quality.
Yes. And while we're on Dad, he did have another thing he said to me. He wanted your take on this.
Oh, he wanted a vacuous perspective.
He wanted Nate's perspective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he sometimes gets quite focused on grammatical things, right?
Okay.
He's very into it.
Yeah, I'm into apostrophes.
Yeah. He said that in America, sometimes Americans say, I could care less about cricket. Do you understand?
I do, but aren't they saying I couldn't care less?
That's what he's saying. He's saying I could care less implies that you're on the side of caring still, because you could still care less.
Yes.
So it doesn't make any sense. If you say I couldn't care less, that means you're literally at the maximum level of carelessness for this thing. Right?
I think the Americans are just idiots.
They've got it wrong.
Yeah, I think so. I think they just don't know what they're saying, which is me half the time.
Yeah. Maybe there is a reason why I could care less makes sense, but I don't get it.
It could just be a contraction of like a lazy. It's like when we say UW instead of UWA. We shorten the acronym. Maybe they couldn't care enough to even say the full sentence. Wow, they can't care even
that much. Wow.
And they just know that you know what you're saying by saying an expression like that. They're like, I get it. He just doesn't give a shit.
And if you want a ruling on this, I just typed it into Google and it says people also asked, is it correct to say I could care less? Well, the ruling is couldn't care less and could care less are both used to mean someone doesn't care at all.
Which one's the correct?
English teachers and grammarians, which I didn't even know existed.
A grammarian?
Obviously they exist. There's some grammarians out there in the chat. Will say that only couldn't care less is correct. So that is why you should use it in formal or academic writing.
I would feel silly saying I could care less about something.
Unless you actually could care less.
Oh, yeah, but yeah.
But you wouldn't use it in the context of saying that you don't care about something at all. What could I care less about? It's a weird one. That's a weird one.
We'll find something that we could care less about. What about this? I think, it's to do with bringing out your dead.
Yeah, go on.
And this is probably a too literal use of that expression, but I've got a bunch of stuff in my garage. It's my bring out your dead pile, and I start to stockpile the things of poor quality that I want to get rid of.
Great. Put them all together. So that table's there?
Yeah. There's a few things. There's quite a bit.
It's graduated.
Yeah. I've got quite a bit in there, actually.
This is your furniture and other knickknacks death row.
Yeah, and I'm trying to really I've had a bit of a shift in not personality, but I'm making a real effort to shed stuff that I don't need, that just complicates my life.
Have you heard the rule of if you haven't thought about it in a couple of years, you can probably get rid of it?
It's a loose rule, like a couple of years. What is that, 2 years? And what am I recording all the things I think about all the time?
No,
I think about a lot of things.
You just think, have I used this lately?
Yeah. I'm trying to just be more active at throwing things out because I assign value to things in my own head and I have difficulty throwing them out because of the perceived value. But I don't use them. They don't improve my life. If anything, I'm stressed about trying to store it somewhere.
But these are things that you purchased or were given.
Not necessarily. Like this thing is, Luffingham wears a vest. He wears a harness around his body because his neck is actually thicker than his head. So if you put a collar on him, it just pops right off. It just slides right off.
Great.
So you have to secure him with like a straitjacket kind of thing. He's really wriggly. One time he even got out of the harness.
No,
they were walking along on the street.
It's some Houdini shit.
It was. It snapped off because it's a retractable harness. I don't know how he did it. I must have not put it on right. But he'd done half the walk with it on, and I hadn't noticed anything. Then all of a sudden,
and he wasn't under duress or anything.
No, he was fine, just doing his normal thing. And then the next
I don't know if this is like animal cruelty, but if you dunked him into a tank full of water, do you reckon he'd get out of it? And then get out and like you could have the traveling Houdini dog.
Oh, he's a great swimmer. So maybe. I don't know. He's never reproduced this before. But I don't know if he wants to. It's one of those things like he might not actually feel
but he did
it
bust
necessary.
Out one day.
He busted out, but it actually concerned me because all of a sudden there was complete slack in the line. And it was just this thing was the harness, just empty harness was scooting along the ground towards the lead.
I can understand him unhooking himself from the harness to your lead, but not getting out of the harness. That's
it was all completely done up. All the two buckles were completely done up.
You didn't see this, so he could have just like teleported out of it and you wouldn't know any better.
I have no idea how it happened. I am assuming, I've never done it before. I put the harness on. I've done it thousands of times, never done it different. I'm assuming that I somehow put it over his front leg. So
he could slip out the back?
Yeah, I don't even know. It doesn't even make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to try and put it on wrong the way I think he may have done it and see if he can get out of it again.
Right. And do you think – but does he want to get out of it?
Well, no, he doesn't because he loves going – it's his favourite thing. He gets very excited. But anyway, so I've got this dog collar which someone gave to me. I don't know how or why.
So it's completely not usable for Laughing
It fits him perfectly.
Beautiful.
I only put it on as a joke sometimes because he looks really silly in it. It's a brand new dog collar.
To not be
I've put it. Well, it's just I've put it on about twice. Sometimes I see it in his collection of things, and I think I've got to use that because otherwise it's not serving any purpose at all. So I put it on. Me and the wife have a laugh. It falls off, and then I put it back in his things. It's not functional. It's given us 2 laughs. And I think the joke's now dead. But what my concern is to bring this all...
It could be another one to put into his retinue of amazing tricks because he's already got the harness escape. You know, the collar escape, you start with that. Start with the collar escape. Go, he's the amazing Houdini. And they think, wow, that is kind of cool, but also that's not that impressive to like lose the collar. And then they go, wait, harness. And he gets out of the harness. Genius. And you're like, yeah, now we're going to do the submerged underwater harness thing. And then he's a
straight jacket.
Superstar.
Yeah, I'll see what other skills he has. He can make food disappear.
Yeah,
the amazing Luffingham. He doesn't even need to be Houdini because he will carve out that the name will become.
I don't think it's ever been done before.
A magician dog. But to bring this all back, I've got this dog collar. What I'm worried about doing is now sitting in the pile of things to put in the Bring Out Your Dead collection. Now, what happens when someone drives by looking through your things and sees the poor old empty collar? Doesn't that just ruin someone's day when you think someone's dog's
Leave a
died?
Leave a note with it.
A little picture of Luff in the collar and say, this is completely inappropriate for his profile.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does. The Bring Out Your Dead has a completely new meaning when you're bringing out the possessions of your dead dog.
Right. That is true.
That I didn't want to convey that to the neighbours because we'll have people coming over. It'll actually create like a Princess Diana type situation where there will be acre upon acre of flowers that the community will leave at our house if they think something happens to him.
Yeah, we don't have that much room in the greenway to get rid of all those flowers.
But my point is that collar may not even get picked up because even if that's good quality, but not everyone wants my...
Okay, let's be honest. No one's going around looking at garbage pickup going, man, I really hope there's a dog collar today. No one.
There would be somebody.
Somebody's driving home on the way of just picking up their dog. They go, we should really get him a collar. Oh, look, there's a collar. Brilliant.
This is the first time in, how old am I? pretty old. First time in 15 years, I didn't know the Superbowl was this morning.
So you follow it.
Only the Superbowl. I normally take the morning off for the Superbowl and catch up with a few friends. Where do you go,
the Stang?
No, Varsity. I'm trying to think places I've gone in.
It's good.
Yeah, Varsity in Netherlands. I've gone to the Game in Northbridge.
Yes.
I've gone
for
there
the Super Bowls.
For the Super Bowls, yeah. You have to get there pretty early.
And what happened? How did this not permeate your?
The algorithms failed me. I haven't been watching any American football at all, so I didn't know who was in it. I mean, I didn't even know who was going out with Taylor Swift until you told me on Friday, or when we last meet, Wednesday,
Friday.
So I only just found out Kelsey. I thought she was going out with the quarterback, being Mahomes, because he's a badass, and the girls always want the quarterback. Like, let's be honest. Like, I've seen enough American.
Yeah, but movies. Taylor Swift has written enough songs to know that she can't turn into one of her songs.
That would be dangerous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like if she has a song where she says, I'm dating the quarterback, and then she goes and dates the quarterback of the Super Bowl champions. I don't know if that conveys the right message, but I don't really care, to be honest.
I want to see a video of Kelsey. What's his first? I can't remember his first name.
I don't know.
The dude singing Love Story by Taylor Swift. Just Great. At the top of his lungs. Yeah, there probably is a video of him doing that somewhere.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And so, I mean, Kelsey and Mahomes and the boys got it done. Do you want a spoiler? Am I allowed to spoil it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this has come out 3 days after, so yeah, we can spoil it. So huge finish. I thought Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team lost, but then I realized because in extra time, I think they kicked this San Francisco team. Is that right? They kicked a field goal.
Yeah,
they kicked a field goal. That means they were 3 points ahead in OT. And I thought, well, there it goes, kind of thing. Like,
I thought it was a golden point situation. Yeah, I don't know how overtime works in the Super Bowl.
Well, now I do. It's not golden point.
It's not.
Then the other team, the Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team, the Kansas City, whichever the
Chiefs. This is my other question. The Chiefs. Is that okay?
I don't think so. The Kansas City Chiefs, they got a touchdown with 4 seconds to go or something. 6 points on the board. Didn't even need to kick the extra points. See you later. Thanks for coming. That was a pretty gnarly finish.
I think they did put the extra points on the board though, didn't they? Wait. What was it? It was 25-22 in overtime.
They won by 3.
Oh,
so they didn't even bother kicking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
Give the guy a kick.
Or you just do a celebration kick and you just punt it into the, out of the stadium,
you don't even kick it at the goals. Yeah.
You do like one of those ones in rugby where you just have to get the ball out of bounds. That is the best way to end the game. This is one thing I do like about rugby a lot. So the final play of the game keeps going. If you've got possession and you're losing, or if you're winning, the play continues until the ball goes out of bounds. So you have one last wave of possession, where as long as you don't turn it over, you can keep trying to get to the try line.
Mm-hmm.
Then when there's a turnover and they get the ball back, that's when you can kick it out of bounds. And it's a very satisfying thing when the siren goes, if you're in possession of the ball, because you just have to get it out of bounds, and you can just run at the crowd and just boot it at them.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Yeah. And celebrate. There's very few times where you can kick the ball wherever you want.
Get really excited and win the game.
And win the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where. As long as it doesn't go straight up, that would be embarrassing. Because if you just kick it straight up and celebrate and you're not paying attention.
Yeah, but those things are going to happen. People are going to get embarrassed.
I do like, one of my favorite things to watch is don't celebrate too early compilations on YouTube.
I don't like any compilation where it tells you what every video is going to be like. Because then it's like a spoiler before every single video. Hey, it's not going to work out. You need like a compilation of compilations.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes it's not the way you think. I like the ones where okay, let's say it's a fail compilation. So someone's
someone's going to
probably going to be an injury. And let's say, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, so they're on a pogo stick on like a veranda or something, and you think, they're about to go down some stairs, and you think, they're going to fall down the stairs, right? So it's all set up for an obvious fail. Yeah. And then a vortex comes out of the side of the thing and hits them in the nuts.
or someone falls off the roof. Like something not even related to the
completely unrelated. Something you just didn't
Yeah.
see happening. That's comedy.
That's great. Yeah. And people hurting themselves has always been comedy for as long as I can remember. Like Australia's funniest home video was just nutshot. People like getting hit by stuff, pinata fails. Man, we should watch one of those.
They were so G-rated though. Those ones were G-rated.
Well, it had the doing sounds in there as well.
Oh,
they had the sound effects. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I think they were just trying to make it look like they were adding value to the video somehow.
I think they were also making up for some of the quality of the video. Like the production, it's like you said, the production value goes up when they get their soundies involved. So, but it was also just what Australia's funniest home video show was back then, which was...
I used to always watch that. I used to watch it with the family. Oh my God.
Same.
There was no YouTube.
No, this was YouTube. Actually, the first YouTube was those videos that you download from funnyvideos.com and you download them to your computer and you just had them. So you end up with this folder on your computer that has 30 files in it of varying quality.
I thought you were talking about porn.
No.
Hey, what I like is win-fail compilations.
Yeah, great, because then you don't know. It's got that surprise element.
You do have a pretty good idea, don't you?
Sometimes you do. If the production value of the video is high,
you
can almost guarantee that's going to be a win.
Yeah, and if they're wearing an outfit that is appropriate.
Oh.
So if they're wearing...
a Red Bull flavoured wingsuit.
Yeah, you're like, these guys know what they're doing. When the guys turn up and they're riding a surfboard on wheels down a hill in their boardies, San Francisco streets, that's when you start worrying for them.
Yeah.
But then that's when they do, if they make it, that's huge. It's huge because it's not.
And when you see low production value where a guy shouldn't be able to do what he's doing and he does it, I don't know, you see a big guy on ice skates do a backflip. You're like, that's awesome. It makes it even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just very quickly on the Chiefs, because when I saw their name, I did actually sort of double take that because I thought they had sort of eliminated those controversial names, and the Chiefs could just be like a chief of
anything,
police or something.
Yeah, well, it's not though, is it?
It could be. Like you call chief isn't necessarily the head honcho of a clan or whatever Indian tribe.
No, because we have chief executive officers.
Yes,
and
it could be the Kansas City chief executive officers and chief.
Sure.
Information officer, all the chief financial officers could just be a bunch of officers of a company.
Right, it could be, but
the chief officers. So this is their third bowl.
Yeah.
Their third Super Bowl win in 5 years.
Yeah, and it's they're in amongst a very few crew that did the 2-time, which I think the Patriots did it last in the early 2000s. So two on the trot.
How much of this is the Time Person of the Year Taylor Swift effect on the team? When did they start going out?
Not last year. So he was already a Super Bowl champion, I think, by the time.
Oh, yeah, because you have to be – she wouldn't go out with a regular person, would she?
No.
She would only go out with someone with a ring.
Someone with some sort of championship, yes, of something. It doesn't have to be football. Doesn't have to be basketball. But they have to be among the very – elite of whatever they do.
She probably wouldn't go out with me. Taylor Swift celebrates boyfriend Travis Kelce's NFL win. This is a BBC News article.
Great.
Because everyone wants to know what she was doing when her boyfriend won. She shared an on-field kiss with boyfriend. Yeah, so there was talk about her doing halftime, but that's a bit of a conflict of interest, isn't it?
Okay, so Kansas City Chiefs weren't always in Kansas City. They were somewhere else first. Then they relocated to Kansas City in May of 63. the team was renamed the Kansas City Chiefs. Hunt and head coach Hank Stram initially planned to retain the Texans' name, but a fan contest determined the new Chiefs name in honor of Mayor Bartell's nickname that he acquired in his professional roles as scout executive of the St. Joseph and Kansas City Boy Scout Councils and the founder of the Scouting Society, the tribe Mike Osei. Despite the historical use of Native American features, it has been acknowledged that the team's naming was not a direct reference to Native Americans, but only to Bartell's nickname, Chief. That's the official word. Now,
Can we believe them?
What's their logo? What's the logo?
It's red and white.
Is it the shape of Kansas? Is that the shape of Kansas roughly? It's an arrowhead. Sure. It looks like an arrowhead with KC Chiefs written inside it.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
Not really, but it's better than probably what it was before. I'll go do a bit of a deep dive on the history of the Chiefs logo and see if I can spot anything that sort of disagrees with that.
I'm just having a little look around because I did hear Taylor Swift got Time Person of the Year this year. Last year, should I say.
Did she?
Yeah, and I just want to know what she's done because I don't really know what the criteria are. I'll just give you the last couple of winners because I think it's unusual for an entertainer to win Time Person of the Year.
Okay.
That's my understanding. So just to give you the last year, the Spirit of Ukraine won Time Person of the Year.
Wow, the whole Spirit.
Well, it was actually a dual win. It was I don't know how it's Zelensky.
Vladimir Zelensky.
Vladimir, that's what I was going to say. I've heard his name a million times. Yep. When I actually see it written, Volodymyr. That's a lot of letters jumbled together.
Yes, it is. It's because it's not an English name.
And then his last name is Zelensky with 2 Y's. I like that a lot.
It's just, it is 2 Y's. Sometimes it's spelt with just 1 Y.
I've seen it with 1 and I've seen it with 2. And the Spirit of Ukraine. So that was last year. Elon the year before. And then there was a duel, Biden and Kamala Harris. That's a bit rich.
Joint winners. Okay.
Oh, then my favorite, Greta, 2019.
Yep, Greta won it.
Wait, didn't we decide that she only got nominated?
That's Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, sorry.
That wasn't Time Person of the Year. Time Person of the Year, they just do whatever they want, right? 2018, The Guardian. So that's journalists who face persecution, arrest, or murder for their reporting, which Khashoggi is a part of. So there's four mentioned.
I'm only familiar with the Khashoggi one because that was pretty. That was big time news. That one, yeah.
All right.
Oh, Trump's on the list. So I mean, it's not just Biden. So it's basically whoever's the US president just gets it auto.
Oh, they get it auto, because every 4 years, on the election years,
Barack got it twice.
Barack got it in 2012.
Got it. This is bullshit.
What do you mean?
What is this? Bush?
Well, Bush was the president in 2004.
Bush had it twice as well.
Of course he did, because he was elected in 2000 and 2004.
Bezos, Bill Clinton.
But you understand it's all the election years.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Bill Clinton again. I know, but now they've locked themselves
Rudy
into
Giuliani in 2001.
Do you reckon when Trump won the president, they were like, fuck, we're going to have to give him Time Person of the Year because we always give it to the president?
Yeah, of course.
1988, the Endangered Earth.
Whoa,
Planet of the Year, representing the growing environmental movement, as well as several natural and ecological disasters that struck in 1988. Among them were the 88-89 North American drought, syringe tide. Syringe tide was an environmental disaster in 77-78 in Connecticut where a significant amount of medical waste, including hypodermic syringes and raw garbage, washed up onto beaches on the Jersey Shore. What's syringe tide?
Oh, that's rough.
And there's a whole bunch of other cyclones and ozone
so the
depletion.
Endangered Earth was Time Person of the Year. Makes sense.
Epic.
No, but you're right. I'm not seeing a lot of entertainers here.
Yeah, sorry, that's my point. Sorry, because you've also
that was your point to begin with, but I am not seeing any entertainers here so far.
I'm sorry. After 75 American women.
Okay. Oh wait, 1982, The Computer won Time Person of the Year.
What is the selection process? 69, the Middle Americans won it. Just the red states in the middle of America. They're like, fuck you on the east and the west. Just everyone in the middle.
You always get all the attention, your east and west sides. You always have all the cool stuff, your New Yorks, your Hollywoods. Florida. This is just for the middle Americans.
So if you lived,
the silent majority.
If you were alive in 69 in one of those middle states, you can tell people that you won Time Person of the Year.
Yeah. Apollo 8 astronauts, good. There's some good names here. I'm trying to find another entertainment person, and I'm going to find one. I will find it. Okay, so
I reckon they've done a sea change. They've done a bit of a change. Man, Joseph Stalin won it in 39. Please.
This is what I'm saying, like Truman, Hitler. Eisenhower, Stalin, twice. No, three times. No, twice.
Hitler
Roosevelt.
won it in 38 though, and that's before he took on the world. That's before he took on the world. In 38, he was doing quite well, really. Like if you ostensibly, if you look at what Hitler was up to, he was like he just had the Olympics. Germany, the German economy was booming. They were building lots of weapons and tanks, but no one really knew that at the time.
Yeah.
And he just recently signed a bunch of peace deals and things. So he probably won a Nobel Peace Prize as well.
Yep.
So the first one, this is the man that started it all. 1927, Charles Lindbergh. Lindbergh completed the first solo transatlantic flight in May 1927 by piloting his monoplane Spirit of St. Louis from Garden City, New York to Paris, France.
And no one else on the list is an entertainer, as far as I read.
Yeah, that I wasn't familiar with them.
I mean, if I didn't know who they were, I hovered them. I made sure that they're not an entertainer. I mean, I can't believe Monty Python didn't get a kick in the 60s. I can't believe, Jim Carrey didn't win Time Person of the Year in the 90s. I can't believe Eddie Murphy didn't win Time Person of the Year in the 80s. These things are not adding up.
Armstrong, he walked on the moon.
No, but there were the Apollo 8 astronauts that got a kick, but not Neil?
What, does the man who walked on the moon doesn't get a kick?
No, I don't think so.
Do you reckon they'll give a kick to the next guy to walk on the moon? They probably will.
They bloody well will. Huge kick.
That's unbelievable. I mean, who have you got? 69. What, were they just giving it to all the middle Americans in 69, weren't they?
Was it 69?
69 was the middle Americans. Let's give it to the Moonlanders.
I've had a gutful.
Anyway, so Taylor Swift, what's she actually done, does it say? I mean, good on her. I don't know. She may have done a lot of stuff. So
I mean, obviously she's she is pretty well loved and stuff. She's a pretty well loved lady.
But is she just popular? Like, is it a fad to just?
I can only tell you what I know, right? And I know she's heavily involved in philanthropy and all that sort of nice stuff. She gave something in the range of $100,000 to people who worked on her road crew. So if you're working for Taylor Swift's tour, there's a chance that the Christmas bonus is massive because she's a good employer, I guess. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. So look, she's probably done a buttload.
She's actually a 2-time winner, actually. She was part of the 2017 Person of the Year, the Silence Breakers. She was the first woman to be recognised more than once and the first woman to appear twice. She was on the Person of the Year cover because it was like the Me Too movement, I think.
Yeah, it was the Me Too movement. So it was Ashley Judd, Susan Fowler, and Taylor Swift, and a sixth woman, a hospital worker who wished to remain anonymous and whose face cannot be seen. So, cool.
Taylor Swift was probably like, this is great publicity.
She was the biggest superstar on earth in 2017, man. She was doing fine back then. She wasn't going, oh, I wish I had more fans.
To be honest, maybe I should know. What was her, did she have a particular story, or is she just like, was she, what's the word, taken advantage of in the industry, or is she just someone who just thinks it's,
Well, I don't know if she just spoke out on behalf of people or whether or not. I have no idea.
If she's the silence breaker, I think she probably has some kind of story, but I could just click on a Wikipedia, but that's all right. Because this wasn't my point. I wanted to talk about the Chiefs and the dynasty. So halftime, because Taylor was busy celebrating the upcoming win.
Halftime.
Usher, the halftime show.
Usher, Alicia Keys.
And will.i.am.
Oh, will.i.am was there as well.
Apparently.
I must have missed that. I only saw Alicia Keys singing with Usher.
Did you catch any of it?
Yeah, little bits. Yeah, little bits. I didn't watch like a full play, but no. I would catch little bits here and there.
Hey, we lost a subscriber.
Yeah, yep.
I think it might be Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, do you think she subbed?
I think it was either her or Greta after.
She's already figured it out and unsubscribed.
Yeah. After my comments last week. I apologise.
Are you taking it back?
I'm not taking it back, but no. I'm disappointed.
Leaving it there.
I'm not taking it out. I'm disappointed in my choice of words.
Okay. Something happened to me the other day on the weekend. I was at the shops, and you know how you hold doors open for people if they're approaching, and the gap is correct. You hold the door for them.
Of course.
There was about 7 people about to come through, a family.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The mum, the dad, the kids, the grandparents. And I'm holding the door open, and they all walk through, and the last person to walk through is this kid. I didn't see him, but they were probably, I don't know, judging off the height, maybe 11 or something, right?
Right.
They give me one of these as they're walking past me, like that, right? With the tongue.
Yeah. How do you respond to that?
Straight up, just spat on me. Just got spat on.
Was there spittle
Yeah, there was spit involved. It wasn't just an audio thing. It was with force enough to spit on me. I got spat on.
Oh, you got spat on by an 11-year-old, yeah. How do you feel about it?
You can imagine what I did.
Did you close the door on him?
No, I did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing happened.
Well, you were probably taken aback by it. You
I was.
Didn't know how to react.
It reminded me of the earthquake in Japan, because when it happened, I was thinking, "Hey, laugh!"
A laugh.
Talking about Japan. I thought it was when the earthquake happened. I just thought, "What is this? What's going on?" That was the same reaction. I just thought, what just happened? I think I just got spat on.
How do I respond to this? Yeah.
Well, you don't respond at all. You just...
No, but you could respond.
What are you going to
do? You could flip the bird at him.
No, it's okay.
You could... I think it's appropriate to back at him.
Wow.
And if there's a bit of spittle, there's a bit of spittle.
Wow. I reckon they've probably done the move, realised they've spat on me, and just gone, oh, shit. I just spat on that guy. So I'm not going to make the situation worse.
Intentional. No, it's called an eye for an eye.
Punch him in the face?
Yeah. No. What? Don't escalate it. Don't escalate it.
No escalating. What? Meet them at the, fight, spit on them?
Yeah, let them know what it feels like. And you're spitting from a great height as well, so you're going to get much better coverage. He could spit on your kneecap or something. You can spit right on his face if you want.
I got spat on in the face, though. It wasn't pleasant.
Oh, jeez. I think, an eye for an eye is like that worked for a while. Like, did it? It worked for a while. Didn't it? It wasn't that like the first, when you're going through the first law ever or something once?
That was about building standards. And the idea is that if you built a house for somebody and it fell on their son, then you would go back to the builder and say, hey, your house fell and killed my son. Bring your son out. I want to kill him. So that's what used to happen. So
that was codified, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the first laws ever written, in the sense that it was all about building practices. And the idea is that it's not just your life at stake; it's your whole family's life at stake when you build a house. So you make sure that it doesn't fall down.
And I bet you that actually worked really well for the community.
It probably did work very well, yeah.
Because all their houses are probably built to, not specifications, compliant with this regulation. I know it's a loose regulation, but it would improve.
But, someone would go around to the house and be like, knock, knock. Hey, mate, I got some bad news, man. My house fell down and, it killed my wife. And he's like, oh, shit. Well, all right, then I'll grab her. It's a bit weird that it's just not just his life up for grabs. You know what I mean? Falls on someone, kills them, you're dead. They don't do that.
But you're more likely to, if someone else's life is on the line, like your children, you can
wild,
see that bringing the family in. I mean, Gandhi's had a good quote actually, because eye for an eye is sounds good. Sounds like legit, as in it sounds fair, doesn't it? Like
sounds fair.
Sounds fair, objectively. But Gandhi said something like, "If everyone does an eye for an eye, the whole world
goes blind." Yeah, that's right.
It's nice.
That is nice.
Because it could be an accident. The first one could be an accident, right?
But I think Gandhi's focused way too much on the eyes. There's a whole bunch of other body parts to lose. Like you could lose an ear, you could lose an eye.
Dick for a dick.
Someone could just shave your eyebrow off. Eyebrow off for an eyebrow, Doesn't have to go to the nth degree all the time, Gandhi. Bloody hell, take a chill pill. Someone knocks your teeth out, hey? Yeah, have a couple.
Are you excited for the AFL season?
Yeah, I think I am. More excited than I usually am. I think it's because nothing could be worse than last season for our boys. So there's this massive level of potential that exists purely based on the fact. Yeah, there's the Harley Reid factor too, but just the amount of potential. Given that you're at the bottom of the...
Oh, yeah, you can't do worse. Expectations.
The expectations are high because they're so low, or because they were so low.
It's like a free roll, isn't it? When you turn up so and your pants been completely pulled down from last year.
Oh, my God.
And, I mean, and I don't even care if Harley Reid doesn't do much because big guys normally take a while to develop. The hype... The hype is totally worth it. I don't care if he belly flops his whole career.
Okay.
The hype is more important, I think. The spirit, the intangibles he's bringing.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
What's he bringing intangibles?
Oh, the back page of the paper every time. I mean, we were reading about Harley Reid getting a cork in off season. Have you ever heard of that? That is wild.
That is wild.
So I'm just excited. He can do it. He would do something, right? He's the most highly touted prospect in...
How long?
20 years.
Whoa.
20 years.
Who are we talking about?
Anyone.
Who was 20 years ago? Like, what are we talking caliber-wise?
I hear he's once in a generation.
Nah, I love that shit. I love that shit.
I want Harley Reid.
So whoever second of the generation was, up until then, they were the best of the generation then. Until Harley Reid.
Okay, I'm trying to get.
But they were never touted
as
like a once in a generation even though they were.
Yeah, when they say once in a generation, they don't point out who the last generational player is. I put him like a Wayne Carey type because he's a big centre. He's a centre forward, a mobile centre forward.
Yeah, I'm more talking about like number one draft picks that were so hyped, like Harley Reid is, or is that just because we're in the West?
Well, that's what my wife said. She goes, he's the hype as big as Judd. And I was like, Judd wasn't even number one. So definitely. Okay, I just want a list of the number one draft picks because I will. So this is since 2000. I'll tell you if he's bigger. And we've got their whole careers to also consider, which will flavour our hype train because we weren't, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we got Rewalt. Nick Rewalt.
Yep.
Huge career.
Yep.
I'd say the hype's way bigger than Nick Rewalt.
Yep. Fair.
I would say that's just my assessment. This is a subjective thing. Luke Hodge,
and we have to go back in time 23 years. Yep.
This was the super draft. Wait, it says 2001 because I thought
it says 2001 Luke
was
Hodge.
The super draft. I'm confused. Anyway, that doesn't seem right to me.
Mm-hmm. I've got it going back to 1981.
Oh, do you? Okay. Did you have 2001 Luke Hodge on yours?
Yeah, 2001 Luke Hodge.
Man, my memory's a sieve. I can't believe that. I'm sure it was 2003. Goddard, 2002. Shits on him. Cooney, yeah, won a Brownlow. But, I mean, what have you done for me lately?
Right.
They say he's the worst Brownlow medalist.
Wow.
Ever.
I love how you can put yourself at arm's length by saying they.
Yeah.
That's so brilliant.
But you got to remember, when I say they, I'm bringing all my context and understanding. This is what I have absorbed through my cultural, just being alive in my position. If you were in my body, right?
Yes.
With my brain, absorbing my things, this is what I understand the case to be.
Yes.
So these are other people's ideas, and I just have to say they, because I don't know who put this idea in my head.
Yep, fair enough.
Could be the government.
There's not a lot of other names here, and then we're getting too recent.
Yeah, Matty Cruiser, Jack
But
Watts.
what they're basically saying when they say Harley Reid is a once-in-a-generational player, they're talking about all these previous 22 people above him just not being a once-in-a-generation player at all.
Trying to get some Harley Reid stats. Sorry, I see what you're saying.
1996, Michael Gardiner. 1998, Des Headland. Yeah?
Des Headland.
Did you know Drew Banfield was a number 1 draft pick?
I did.
Wow.
I know. It's quite
Is he on par with sort of a Drew Banfield?
He had a great career. He had a long career.
Did.
Some people say the best ability is availability.
Wow.
And that's why LeBron is going to goat it up. He's going to goat all over. I think he's going to. I think he's going to the top of the goat list.
Is he?
I think he is. I think he's going to out-goat MJ.
What? But that's like, you can't out-MJ.
I think he can, because MJ turned his back on basketball. This is a guy that he has been so dedicated.
Right.
And when people say that, people laughed and said LeBron will never be the GOAT because MJ was too good. But that was fucking 10 years ago.
Longer.
LeBron has – what he's doing right now is ridiculous because he still gets triple doubles. He just got the scoring. He just got the all-time scoring title in the NBA. That's got to count for something.
That does count for something. I mean, no one's saying LeBron James isn't like the highest tier possible. Everyone knows that.
He's got years left.
He's got 38 years left. What are you talking about?
Have you seen his highlights?
I've seen LeBron James highlights. What are you talking about? He's got years left. You just said he's got years left and he's 38 in the same sentence.
That's because the cliff has not shown itself.
What do you mean?
The cliff, there's no drop off.
Then it's a mental thing, isn't it?
He's amazing.
Then it's a mental thing.
This is why he's potential GOAT material. Because if the best ability is availability, and that is a quote.
That is a quote, is it?
A meaningful one.
Wow.
I mean, he's got it. He's going to have the all-time games played, all-time points, availability, baby. Yeah,
but what if he's not available next year? Because maybe his body's up for it, but maybe he's not up for it.
People look at the rings.
Who looks at the rings?
They look at the rings.
Who does though?
All those people that say MJ. All the people that say MJ's Mr. GOAT.
Right. Are they looking at rings?
They just look at rings. And
he's got a lot of rings has he got?
6. He's got 6, and he's got 6 2-3-peats. But you know what I say?
Yes.
They're Pippen's rings.
Ooh.
They're Pippen's and Rodman's rings, and MJ was just a third wheel to Pippen's and Rodman's rings.
A third wheel to Pippen and
Rodman. Yeah.
And let's not forget
who's the Aussie?
Luke Longley. Instrumental.
Actually, he could have been the GOAT. Well, he's not. I'm not saying he's the GOAT, but he could have been the tip of the spear in that team. He could have been.
Yeah.
It's big enough.
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought that the Eagles, the AFLW Eagles, which are also struggling, by the way,
right,
probably as much as the men. I was of the impression, I read an article last year, that they were getting the one, the only Danielle Laidley to be their head coach.
I heard that too. Is that true?
I was excited because, I mean, she has credentials, baby.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, how many years did he do? He took North. So he played. I'm struggling. She played for the Weagles. She debuted with the Weagles. She is a West Australian gal.
Yes, these are the credentials.
Yeah, this is his playing career. She's playing her playing career. She started with the Weagles. She won a premiership. Now
you're saying she a lot. You keep saying she now.
Yeah, well, I'm just working my way through her credentials.
Yes.
And I'm making bullet points, starting with all the things she's done.
Yes.
And the word she. Danielle won a premiership with the North Melbourne Kangaroos at one point. Okay. And then she went on to coach North Melbourne men's team for a number of years. Mixed, I think she took them to a couple of finals. But I'm talking, you know, these are credentials.
Yeah, huge.
But they went above Danielle Laidley and got someone with no real credentials, coaching credentials, but apparently she was an on-field coach, Daisy Pearce. Did you hear this?
Oh, right.
AFLW got Daisy Pearce as their head coach. That is...
AFLW, you're talking about the Weagles.
The Weagles AFLW, should I say.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Yeah, but what happens to Danielle?
Oh, I mean, she just does coke and goes on her merry way. I don't know.
Right on.
Okay, I'm just going to check out Danielle Laidley's wiki. Okay, yeah, 52 games with the Weagles and 99 games with North Melbourne. So 151, that's nice. Represented WA in State of Origin.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go straight to personal life. Yeah, okay, I heard about this. So May, this is how she came out, or whatever you call it. In May 2020, she was arrested and charged with one count of stalking. She didn't apply for bail. She was found with 0.43 grams of methamphetamine in her bra at the time of her arrest. In November, she was placed into some kind of program thing in relation to the stalking charge. This is what happened. A Victorian police officer distributed photos of Laidley in women's clothing taken while she was in custody. That guy got charged with a whole bunch of unauthorised access and disclosure of police information and got disciplined. But then that was the thing that precipitated her to come out, which I think is a great thing. I mean, there's not too many people that get arrested with 0.43 grams of methamphetamine, and it's one of the best things that ever happened to them.
Yeah, but I will say that sometimes when someone does have something traumatic happen or something bad happen, it can be a thing.
And what was the bad thing?
Getting arrested.
Oh, obviously. Getting arrested.
That's not good. It's never good.
Yeah, it's never good. It's never good, but it's the silver lining.
Well, it's the whole bouncing off the bottom thing. You know, springboard off the rock bottom.
Yeah. It's interesting. But she's obviously going great guns because, I mean, she almost got the coaching gig.
It's huge.
I mean, I almost think that Danielle has better coaching credentials than Daisy Pearce. I'm going to see what she's up to.
What, Daisy Pearce?
I like Daisy Pearce.
She's done a bit of commentary.
I like
she's
her
done a bit of
commentary. I do like her commentary.
Didn't she play for Melbourne? Didn't she win premierships for Melbourne?
I think she did win a premiership. Her career highlights are out of control on Wikipedia. I thought AFLW's only been going for 5 years. Oh, she was playing for...
it might be VFL and stuff, right?
VFLW, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, premiership captain, Melbourne captain for 5 years, 3 times All-Australian, 3 times Melbourne best and fairest.
What did you say her name was again?
Daisy Pearce.
Why was I thinking Thomas? That's a bloke.
Mate, you're switching genders again.
Yeah, Daisy Pearce, Melbourne, D's.
Yeah, okay, she's serious. All right, she can coach the Eagles.
Yep, happy with that.
Yep. But that's a huge get because she is the face of AFLW. So you pop her in an Eagles jersey.
Right. Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite, yeah.
Yeah, great. Hey, Eagles won the grand final in the early years of their lives.
They did, yeah.
They were in the comp for a few years. But in the 2006 win, there would have been players who had to endure a period where we weren't doing so great on the ladder.
Ben Cousins, amongst
Ben
others.
Cousins did.
Yep.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So when did Ben Cousins join up with the squad?
I think he started in 95, I'm going to say.
But we finished 5th that year. Which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But that, did he finish? Did he start in 95?
Don't know.
He didn't get the 94 premiership. I think he got in right after.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Which is a bummer. And that's why
I'm more talking about your boys when they, let's say, because something akin to what we just had last year is the year 2000. We finished 13th, right? We're not going to finals, right?
Yep.
There were guys in that squad who did go on to play Sydney in 2005 and runner-up in the grand final and then win it in 2006. There were dudes there.
Yeah. Mm.
So for, when all the talk last year about Harley Reid, going to a shit club or whatever, right? If you're number one draft pick, you're going to go to the worst club.
All the time, every time.
That's where you go.
Unless they trade the number one pick. But
Unless they trade the number one pick, which apparently they don't do very often.
No, not when it's the once-in-a-generation hype train.
No, yeah.
It's a one-man hype train.
So where do you have to be in the draft to get drafted into a premiership team? You need to get picked 10? Do you need to go pick 10 to get your first season off to a banger and get a premiership in the first season? This is what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh no, he's not going to. He'll need at least 3 years cooking.
No. I'm talking about if you wanted to go and win a premiership in your first year that you get drafted, you can't go pick 1 because that's going to be the shittiest team.
Oh yeah.
You got to get like pick 10 or pick 12 or something. You get picked up by like Melbourne, play in the grand final first year, boom goes the dynamite again.
What you need to do is when you know you're excellent, I say you're a Nick Dacos or something.
Yeah.
But you want to play. He's a bad example because he could father son to Collingwood. But if he didn't have his father connection,
yep.
You're good.
Are you saying tank the draft?
Yeah. So you say you're 15 and you're excellent or whatever age you need to be. And then so you go, next year is the year that they're going to be looking at me to pick me up in the draft. So I'm just, tank the draft.
Yeah, but then you don't get picked up at all.
No, but you make sure your team that you want to go to knows that you're tanking.
Oh, good.
And they just have to believe.
That sounds legal.
Hey, so this Harley Reid, this is just an article. So this is just one man's. This is what they are saying, and they is just one man. His name is Ben Waterworth from Fox Sports. He's talking about the noise, the Harley Reid noise.
Let's have some.
Okay, so anyway, he says he's freaking. There's a couple of paragraphs, and it says, and he's freaking talented.
Freaking
with an apostrophe. Gauge the thoughts of most AFL scouts, and they'll say Reid in the past decade is probably the second best prospect to come through the pathways system behind Nick Dacos, who probably would have won a Brownlow in his second year had he not suffered a late season injury.
Wow.
Some recruiters, though, reckon he's the best prospect I've ever seen.
Wow. But that's such an empty statement in the sense that some people think he's the best they've ever seen.
Yeah, there's always going to be there's views.
One or two.
Yeah, there's always going to be. You can look at the flip side of every coin.
Yeah.
Reid couldn't have done much more in his draft year to justify the praise and labels. He kicked 5.6 goals, 5 goals, 6 behinds.
He's so amazing that he can kick goals to the decimal point level. Okay, that's how good he is. Okay, some people just kick a goal. No, he can kick 0.6 of a goal if he wants to.
If he wants to. Essendon coach Brad Scott was left awestruck when he saw Reid represent the Bombers' VFL side against Southport.
Awestruck. I'm just picturing like Brad Scott. He's in the crowd, just jaws drop to the floor. Just, oh my God! The talent.
Okay, I can't handle the talent. Put up fucking Brad Scott's face right now. Okay, and imagine these words coming out of his mouth. And he's a very serious fellow.
He is.
And when he says things like they stay said.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? He's got stopping power in his words. He said,
yes.
This is what
there are no Pikachus in the Viridian forest. And he said it.
He told Fox Footy's AFL 360.
Yes.
And I quote, he looked like a number one pick. The hype is real. He's a very, very good player, a very complete player. There's no discernible weakness in his game. That's
pretty wild.
That's why
to tell a kid that, to tell this kid that he's getting all this praise, you're the best.
I know.
That's so much pressure.
We should probably we should probably lump some insults in there. We should actually come out with some, he looks like a loose butthole. Like
no, forget about that. It has to be football related.
Oh, okay.
I heard someone said, one of the other people, said he can't bounce the football while he's running. So he's very good at everything.
So
can't falter any part of his game. He can't bounce it. He has to go do the full down to the ground thing where they touch the ground with the ball. So his bouncing could use some work. That's what I've heard from the scouters.
I'm trying to find. I typed into Google worst thing about Harley Reid.
Great.
Okay, here we go. Reddit. What's this even mean?
Love this. We're going to Reddit for a bit.
Okay, this is a little quote. I don't understand fully how Reddit works, but there's like a little quote thing that sort of, and then there's like a thread, and everyone talks about it. The thread at beginning thing is a quote. Rumors in the industry have been circulating for weeks now, and I've had to put to me on very good authority from multiple people that I trust. This is the they, all right? But it's
This is a Reddit post.
Yeah. For multiple, you're allowed to have an opinion that I trust, that Harley Reid has essentially told West Coast that he doesn't want to be drafted. We all heard this. When was this? This was 7 months ago.
I've seen him put the shirt on and say how happy he is. I've seen this whole thing. Already seen it.
Do you know that West Coast are trying to extend his contract already?
You were bringing that up like it was going to be good, the Reddit post. It was like 7-month-old information.
They were buttering me up, going like rumors and people that I trust. And I was like, let's get the dirt on this guy. Is this guy squeaky clean? Is that what you're telling me?
I think he's got no weaknesses discernible in his game at all.
But
people have been wrong about shit before, just to throw a bit of doubt into the mix. People have been wrong about stuff before.
Oh, they're always wrong about things. Everyone's wrong about things all the time.
People get stuff wrong.
Particularly draft picks, particularly number one draft. We were just looking through the list. I didn't really even think any of them were that good.
Yes.
I actually have some sad news because we've been dealing with all the fun things.
Oh, good.
I was actually really saddened by this.
Right.
A good friend of our podcast, Kelvin Kiptum, the current men's marathon world record holder, died in a car accident in Kenya.
Oh my God.
Today.
Oh, that's awful.
I know. I'm actually cut. The guy, his team had just come out this week and announced that they always attempt, but he's trying to run a sub 2-hour marathon in an event coming up. They come out and said that they're trying to do it.
Right.
Yeah, he was the man that was going to do it. People said he can't run sub 2-hour in an event.
And now he's gone.
He's dead. He's 24 years old. He's dead. Him and his coach died, rolled. Kelvin was the driver and they rolled a car.
That's awful.
I know. I got the update at work, just a little news notification, and I just had to sort of like sit back and think, this guy's not just a talent, like he's the reigning defending. world record holder in the marathon.
And it's a bit surprising because it's not like he's doing something particularly dangerous, right, in his regular life, like running around and stuff. I watched that documentary. Is it 7 Peaks? What's that one? 14 peaks? How many peaks is it? The guy who does
I think it's 7 peaks, one of each continent's highest point.
No, it's a lot more than that, I think, but I could be wrong. If he died, I'd be like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, you're doing a day.
You're hiking some of the scariest shit ever all the time.
Yeah, you almost expect it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah. But old mate.
Yeah. Car accident. That sucks, man.
Yeah, and anyway, I don't really have anything else on it, but I'm just I was a little bit gutted because I'm into running, so it was also
a good shot to hit that sub 2 hours, and you were excited about that.
Very excited because they say that your peak endurance is when you're 35. The guy was 24.
Yeah.
And he's really the only guy that's giving Kipchoge any sort of contest. I mean, the authorities are probably having a good look at Kipchoge, actually.
Oh, right.
He's got motive.
Potential. Right, motive, yeah. To be the best.
No, but he's obviously that would be best friends.
They would be best friends, yeah. No, that's terrifying.
I mean, when some people are trying to go sub 2 hours, I went sub 1 hour in the Busso and jetty swim on the weekend, which is actually I don't want to talk myself up, but for me, it's an incredible achievement. I never thought I'd do a sub 1 hour Busso jetty swim.
Huge, man.
And it just gives me a bit of confidence because I've been doing a lot of training for this Rottnest Channel swim. And this is one of those things where I've got a baseline from doing the Busso jetty swim lots of years before. So I know what I normally do.
Where your improvements have been as well?
Yeah,
right.
I smashed my PB by 12 minutes.
Awesome.
So I'm feeling
that's still
fished.
Upcoming.
Yeah, Rotto's in the 24th of February.
Yeah. So what's the weather going to be like?
That's the big question.
Isn't it?
The big question. I was asking someone at work today.
Yeah, aren't you scared?
I'm terrified. I need decent conditions. But honestly, some of the swims I've done recently are giving me confidence. I'm still terrified, but I can see the improvement. There's not a lot more I could have done for this. So one of my friends asked me, "How are you feeling about the jetty swim?" And I said, "Mate, it's now or never. I'm peaked. I'm peaked for it." So there's nothing really. I'll do a couple of swims in the lead up, but it's all tapering now. So I've done all the hard work, and now I just have to relax and let the body recover and give it a crack.
Scary shit, man.
So I'm
hope
super
the weather's
stoked.
good.
Yeah.
Hope the weather's good. Hope you're not fucking getting scorched out there, dude.
Well, I've got at least my legs will be okay. I've got this weird open water swimming bodysuit thing I wear. It's got long. It's I think I was talking to you about it. You can't wear wetsuit material, so it's not wetsuit material, but it covers my legs and doesn't cover my back or anything. But I'm just going to be covered in zinc. Like you wouldn't believe. I'm just going to pile it on half a centimetre thick.
Yes. Good idea.
So I'm feeling super fished about it. And I think I might even start saying using super fished as a positive expression.
Okay.
When someone's super stoked, I might just be super fished.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we going to bring back any other words from the stoked days? Someone said SCunted the other day. Thought that was pretty funny.
Was SCunted ever really a thing?
SCunted, yeah, because if someone had to go to, say, the principal's office for any reason, they'd come back out and they'd be like, "Oi, did you get SCunted?" Which, of course, means did you get told off? Did you get disciplined in any way?
Can something be scunty?
No. SCunted is only the act of... I guess, it could be a bit more versatile. We can open it back up.
I mean, it could get, I don't know if it will, but it might get Oxford Word of the Year this year.
Yeah,
I mean, SCunted, maybe we should put it in for a nomination, or superfished.
I mean, really, it's just young people trying their best to disguise the C-bomb in regular vernacular. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Scunty.
Yeah, SCunted.
SCunted. I'm like making my own words out.
Yeah, SCunted. Yeah, here's another one that used to kick around. Wasn't there? So you'd say something was joy. Something was joy. Yeah. Like a party was joy. Yeah. And someone would say, "What is that? What does joy mean?" And you'd say, "Well, joy just means
obvious,
good."
Yeah.
And all of the negative words were positive words back then. Like sick was a good thing.
Yeah.
Something could be sick. Great, sick party.
Chill.
No, but also wicked, which is a negative thing, turns into a positive because wicked meant cool, which also means good if you didn't know.
Yeah. I like how some people use dope. Americans use dope. Like everyone says that's dope. So, I mean, is dope like drugs or marijuana?
I don't know. I think dope just means
dope? I thought
cool.
I thought dope was drugs, but then they use it as cool.
Yeah, it's just cool. It just means cool.
What does dope mean?
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, number one, a drug taken illegally for recreational purposes, especially cannabis.
Yeah.
My dad caught me smoking dope.
Yeah.
Number two, a stupid person.
Yeah, the two are not linked at all.
Though he wasn't an intellectual giant, he was no dope either.
Oh, wow. They even couldn't use it in the negative term of that guy over there is a total dope.
He was no dope.
They're doing no, he's quite a clever man. He's no dope. They couldn't go down the road of the dude over there's a total dope.
Oh, here we go. And then you got a verb, administer drugs.
To
a racehorse, greyhound, or athlete, inordinate, Yep. The horse was doped before the race. Then the second way you can use it as a verb is to smear or cover with varnish or other thick liquid.
He doped it up.
Doped to this.
Good.
And an adjective, very good. So that soup is dope. Yeah, that's how I would use it.
There it is. Yeah, dope. Yeah, dope car, dope face, whatever.
This isn't dope. Wait, I want to bring this up with you. This is actually on my
Dopey was one of the 7 dwarfs, right?
I didn't know that.
Dopey. Right? There's got to be a Dopey.
Dopey was the one taking too many drugs.
I think they just.
Or
they might have just been calling him stupid or cool.
Or maybe he was covered in a thick layer of varnish. Or he could have been
covered in a thick layer of varnish. That's true. But it also could have just meant he was cool. Like dopey means really cool.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, you don't really know how you're using it. Yeah, it's kind of a mystery, isn't it? That is today's word of the day.
Dopey or what? Dope.
Dope. Just dope.
Right. Because I just looked up the dictionary definition of dopey.
The doptionary.
And it said stupefied by sleep or a drug, as in the phrase, she was under sedation and a bit dopey. Or it could mean very foolish or idiotic in the sentence, did you ever hear such dopey names?
I'm going to get doped up before my Rightness Channel swim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, doped up on...
Roids?
I have this stuff that's good for endurance. It's called beta-alanine.
And it's totally legal.
Oh, totally legal.
To use in the race.
Yeah. And I've heard...
It's not proper doping.
It's not proper doping, no.
It's not state-sanctioned either. The government's not making you do this, is it?
No, the government hasn't
they're not
actually
making you do the
me.
Swim or the supplement?
They're not making me do either of this. And the government's involved in this bullshit letter I got, though.
Oh.
It's a bill from Synergy. Wait, is Synergy privately owned? It is. Okay, well, maybe it's not the government. But, Synergy, those cunts, they're in with the government, those scunty dudes.
Wow.
So, actually, I shouldn't hate on the government because they gave me a credit. So, my opening balance was $213.34 credit.
Credit. Okay, that's plus.
Plus, yeah, I was in the black.
Positive territory.
I was in the black.
Great. Yep.
And then the bill came in, right? And it was $215.02. Okay, right. So there's a balance of $1.68. Okay, then these dopey bastards send me a bill for $1.68. Okay.
What?
I know that they probably have to, but who sends a bill for $1.68?
It's probably automatic. But yeah, who does that?
Who does that? They should have some that's just wrong. I was a bit like $1.68. I mean, I suppose they had given me the credit, so I guess that they did something right. But
right.
I was a bit miffed. So I was like, okay, I have to pay this thing. So, I just do what I normally do: get B pay out, get in my bank.
$1.68.
They fucking can't. They can't process it. It's
Right.
too small an amount.
So what? Right? You got to give them 10 bash.
No, I can't. Well, I can't. I'm not going to overpay my electricity. I mean,
then you get a $9 credit on your next bill.
Oh, you just solved all my problems.
I have.
Oh, because I was furious because I'm about to default in my payment to the electrical company because because
it won't work.
I'm just going to just say the government,
right.
the bank, the electric company, they're all in it. They're all in it together.
The scouts,
the system, right? The system was working against me. It's outrageous. Like, people are going to start knocking my door, being like, "Where's your $1.68?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm trying here.
Here, I've got it.
I've got the money. I'm good for it. It's preposterous.
So just find out what the minimum transfer is. Put that through, like $5 or whatever. And then you'll be $3 credit the next time. And then you don't have to try and get that off you.
But, like I have to open a letter. I have to read the bill. I have to get in my app. It's not working once. How many times do I have to go into my banking app?
Yeah.
Who knows if it even works next time I go in?
No.
Like, there's no guarantees it's going to work.
Feel your pain.
I mean, the credit was nice, though. Thanks for that.
No, that is cool. Good on him.
Who knows what's going on with my organ donor status? Haven't had any mail about that. I don't know.
Yeah, you think you're still on?
They won't take me off. Man, they got my organs, mate. They're not going to let me off the hook. They're probably not even going to mention it again. They're just going to wait till I'm dead.
Right.
I'd take Kelvin Kiptum's lungs if they were going.
Okay, if they're going.
If they're going and I had an issue. And
yeah. You reckon he's an organ donor? He'd have to be, right?
I don't know if they do organ donation. Oh, they would in Kenya, right?
You'd walk into you'd be like, man, good news. You won't believe it, but a marathon runner's just died. And they go, what? And they go, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. He's got lungs and everything, so you can have them. Oh, well, thank you very much. I wasn't expecting to get these ones. Wow. So you know that old thing about a ship, if you take apart a ship, you repair a ship so much that you've essentially built a new ship.
Oh, the old wooden ship.
The old wooden ship one.
Yeah.
How's that going to apply to us as human beings?
As we become more and more.
Yeah, like if I get my lungs out and pop someone else's in, get my liver out and pop someone else's in, and take off my arms and give me better arms and stuff.
Well, this is the whole thing. This is happening on a smaller scale because don't they say that you replace all cells in your body every 7 years?
Right. Well, I don't. I do it every 9 or 10. But yes, I have heard that.
You're going to become a pizza. I'm surprised your eyeballs aren't like cheese or something. I'm going to say, do you reckon that thing is true? What did I type into Google?
I don't think anyone's eyeballs are becoming cheese. I don't know where you got that one. I don't know which they told you that. But that is scary as fuck, and that would make me change my ways. All I need to see is Pizza the Hut being a real person. Like from Spaceballs. Pizza the Hut.
Oh yeah.
All I need to see is that. Probably never eat it again.
How often does your body cycle through cells? Yeah, Google will figure it out. A typical proliferating human cell. Oh, no, that's not. Didn't figure it out. Oh, yeah, look. Okay, look. We've done it. Okay, howstuffworks.com.
Great. Coming through with the goods again.
Does your body really replace itself every 7 years? This is the question. See, Google did figure it out.
Replace itself every 7 years? That's really poorly worded.
No, this is the ship analogy.
It said replaced.
Yeah, replacing the elements.
Okay.
So let's see what it says. Old cells in our bodies are constantly being replaced with new ones. But does that mean this dad's body is the same age as his newborns? What? Okay.
Okay, in the sense that the cells are brand new. Is he zero in some respects? Yes.
Okay, they're just talking about old adages now. I want data. They're talking about Bob Dylan, Katharine Hepburn.
Right, these people all have pretty good information on it. Yeah.
But do you know how? What? Whoa. But how do you know to get yourself when your body is constantly changing? Just give me some answers. This thing. According to research, this is what they say.
Great.
Our bodies replace many of their nearly 30 trillion human cells regularly. About 330 billion of those cells are replaced every day.
Oh, is that all? Man.
That's 1% of all our body's cells. 1%?
A day.
A day.
That's 100 days.
Other cells, like the tiny ones in our gut, renew within a week.
Wow, they're quicker. All right, go on.
You might have hoped your new cells would be the key to longer life, unfortunately. I don't really care about that.
No.
Okay, so they use radioactive material. This sounds dangerous. They use radioactive material with a half-life so they can all radioactive material has a half-life, but don't be scared because they use carbon-14 and it's breathed in by plants, which humans and animals eat every day and it's part of our DNA. So it doesn't sound as sinister as I made it out to be.
Great. Thank God. What are we doing with that? Are we eating it?
I'm just going to just scroll to the bottom. Oh, it's a long article. I mean, there's lots of data in there.
Bloody hell.
So get out there. This is the last line. We'll just read that. So get out there and show off that big old brain. It's one asset that won't last forever. Oh.
None of it lasts forever. We must have missed something. In the article, it must say you can live forever, but your brain can't. Are they trying to say that your brain doesn't replace its bits like other parts of your body, like your gut? And that's why we should be giving it more cred?
They say that despite all the regeneration, the fact that the average age of all our cells is about 7 years. The truth is that we still get old and die because of mutations that appear in our DNA as our cells replicate.
Whoa. I'm going to die?
So a death spoiler
alert.
Whoa.
I'm going to die?
Well, I mean...
I didn't think I was going to. I didn't think I was going to.
They're talking about
I knew other people did it.
People.
Yeah, other people do it all the time. Bloody hell.
Okay, so they've got life expectancy of all these different cells. Bone cells, cells in the skeletal system regenerate almost constantly, but the complete process takes a full 10 years.
Wow.
The renewal process slows down as we age, so our bones get thinner. Do you want me to reveal how you're probably going to die?
Have you got a website that you just put in your birth date or something?
No, it's a statistically. I think statistically, when you get to a certain age, what's often the case, more than you think, is you just fall and you break a hip.
Right.
And then that inactivity that follows from trying to recover from a broken hip, you're so sedentary that your body just starts shutting down because you're already fucking old. It just decides that you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything more. Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta stay mobile.
It's your brain as well. You got to keep your brain going.
Your brain's important. Mm-hmm. Surely.
So get on a treadmill, do a crossword, and get them bones growing because, Nate?
I want to live forever. Next week, we're going to cover what it means to be in the year of the dragon.
Wow. That's next week, is it?
Yeah, it was only too long to figure out now.
Yep. Okay, great.
I haven't looked into it, so.
Right, we'll have some time to look into it. We'll be back same place, same time next week or thereabouts. Nate?
Thank you.